Hey everybody, looks like I'm live here on YouTube, and this isn't something I do often, just because it was I had a few extra minutes, and I was um, just got off the Flipping America. We did a Zoom call with the people that were down in Atlanta, so I wanted to do this real fast. But so the question is, why are you getting into real estate investing? And the reason why that is such a profound question is, well, why not? Right? I hear that all the time. So the question that I think the answer is maybe not what you're expecting. But why getting into real estate investing is such an important question to ask in advance of you getting into the investments. Now, I'm going to talk just for a few minutes. This isn't going to be a real long video, so just try to stay with me here. But when I wrote the Time Wealthy Investor 2.0, I wrote that in with the idea that there were so many other books that were out there that were so tactically based, right? They were always talking about how to do the thing, how to do the tactic. And after I had built up my $6 million portfolio, only to see half of it, or 2/3 of it, crash and go away, I realized what a bad idea that was to go into it with the idea of trying to do a bunch of tactics and then form a strategy based on those tactics. Why not flip that on its head and build a strategy first, and then try to learn what tactics that I need that makes the most sense, right? So the vision infrastructure process method is first and foremost establishing a vision for what you as the individual are trying to accomplish. Now, most people say, well, I want to be rich, right? Well, okay, who doesn't, right? Everybody wants $500,000 more a year in salary. I get that. But would you be willing to do that if it meant you had to work 22 hours a day? Some people would, and they'd say, well, all I'd have to do is, do that for a year. And then there it was. But the thing is, you couldn't keep up that pace. Realistically, working 22 hours a day you would literally implode after about the first month. Now, there's plenty of those who tried, and trust me, I'm one of those people that tried, right? So this isn't coming from a place of judgment. This is coming from a place of me trying to help you set your goals upright in advance. So this is about establishing a vision for your future. Now, many people do that through a vision board, or vision setting exercises, or goal setting exercises, or whatever that is. Now, I've got a vision course that I do that we can talk about another time if you want to reach out to me. But I'm not here to sell you stuff. I'm here to try to help you get a really clear vision for your future. But here's the reason. Once you get that vision established, once you have a real clear vision for your future, the next piece in the VIP method is infrastructure, right? So what's infrastructure? Infrastructure is basically the bones of your business, right? Now, it's easy to think of infrastructure as your desks, your chairs, your software, your stuff like that. But probably the most important piece of infrastructure that you're going to put in place is the asset class itself that you're going to be investing in. Now, for those of you who don't understand what I'm talking about when I say asset class, I'm specifically talking about things like, are you going to invest in single family dwellings, or commercial, or mobile home lots? Are you going to invest in self-storage units, garages? That's an asset class, right? And there's also subcategories of subcategories of subcategories, right? So what I want you to do is define that infrastructure that's going to deliver that vision for you. So again, if your vision is to, as I've said many times before, if your vision is to lay on the beach rubbing cocoa butter on your belly, then that piece of infrastructure that you decide on next has to deliver that vision for you, right? So don't just go out there and try to do any deal, whether it's this week you're a wholesaler and next week you're a fix and flipper and the week following you're a buy and hold person. What I'm trying to say is, in the vision infrastructure process method, you clearly identify what your vision is, and then next you will put an infrastructure in place that's in alignment with that vision. Okay. So if you're just joining me, the infrastructure piece is not just the software and the desks and the chairs and the office space and all that stuff. It's also the asset class that you're going to be investing in. Okay. So when you're picking the asset class, you want to make sure that it's in alignment with your vision. If you don't have a clear vision of what you're trying to accomplish, you're going to pick an asset class that's going to deliver whatever it delivers. And you might say, well, Okay, I'm only going to do this investment for, in and out in 6 months. Okay, fine. I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm just saying make sure you have a clearly defined goal at the end of what you're trying to accomplish. Okay. All right. So the last piece is the P, the process. And the process is the tactics that you've been learning all along in all these different books and courses and classes and everything else that you've been paying attention to. So that's really why the vision, infrastructure, process, method, it has to work in that order. That's why you have to be very intentional about the vision that you're trying to accomplish in the first place. Then you pick the infrastructure based on that vision, and then finally you put the processes in place that runs on the infrastructure that you built, that all stays in alignment with your vision for the future. Okay, so that's really, really important. Now, most people are going to say, well, yeah, but if I had $500,000 a year coming in, I could, it doesn't really matter what infrastructure I have or what asset class I pick, that, I can get out of it and still going to deliver the vision for my future. Well, no, it doesn't work that way. And here's why. Because when you pick the wrong infrastructure, you get pregnant with that and you get stuck with that thing for a while. It's like, again, think of like going out and buying a jacket at Target, and you try to go to the parking lot of Target to sell that jacket. Okay. You might get a little bit of a premium for it, but chances are going to be pretty hard. You're going to have to really work pretty hard to sell that jacket if people know that they can go into Target and basically buy the same jacket retail, right? So that's what I'm saying. You have to add some value to this thing to make sure that you're going to be able to follow through in your vision, whatever it is, whether it's as a buy and hold property that you're going to fix up and get it rented and sell to someone else, or you're going to, just do fix and flips or whatever it is. Whatever your investments are, you just need to make sure it stays in alignment with your vision for the future. Okay. So if you're getting started in real estate, please, if you do nothing else, be intentional, take time to get really clear on your vision for what it is that you're trying to do so you can get into that. Now, if you are interested, what I would recommend for you, and I'm not telling you this to sell you this. I'm just telling you because it's a tool in my toolbox. You can go to my Landlord Coach site and sign up for an annual membership. It's just $99. You can go on there and go through the membership. It will also give you a vision roadmap, a vision course on how to construct a vision. Okay, so you can go straight to that. Just go into the landlordcoach.com, the members area, and you can sign up for it there. It's $99. You get a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to get into that now. That my whole point is not to make this grandiose offer. It's just to let you know I've got a tool in my toolbox that can help you get very, very clear on your vision for the future. Okay. That's all I have for tonight. Have a great rest of your day. Remember, if you don't place a value on your free time, someone else will. But most important, there is no amount of money that will make time irrelevant. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Take good care.